So we got our spectrum cycle analysis, and we're going to use the 228 weekly cycle. And you can see that we're hitting a trough around pretty much the first week of April. And now this cycle is going up. We'll take out the 228 and put our 63. And you can see how it's picking some of these turning points. And this is probably the best one. And there's a trough now into April 8th going up. So you do a composite of those two cycles, and this is what it's kind of forecasting for the weekly chart. This is the daily chart using 5 years of data. This is the 256. You can see that we hit a trough somewhere around March 4th, and now this cycle is going up. Using the commitments of traders report, you can see that commercial are now starting to hedge, thinking maybe natural gas is going to go lower. Large speculators are unwinding their position. So it's kind of in a range right here from this night, February 19 low, February 19 high for the commercial. And they're stuck in this range. So it's either going to go up, take this out, or go down and take this out. Either way, commercial's going higher. They're betting maybe natural gas is going lower. If they start going down, chances are, probabilities are high that natural gas is going to go higher. Looking at the energy sector, looks like crude got a nice little pop. RBOB is kind of grinding much higher. Heating oil sideways. You can see natural gas having a tough time, and ethanol. So these guys are going up. We're grinding higher, but we're having a tough time. We're kind of simulating price action like heating oil, just kind of going sideways. Using our seasonality chart, I like to use, you can see that we got a February 19 low, March 5th high, and just kind of going sideways. Putting our 5-year average, April 3rd was the turning point. And I don't know if you remember, but April 3rd is the natural gas Black Widow's birthday. And you can see that it trends higher. Using the 10-year, same thing, April 3rd, it just starts trending higher in regards to seasonality. And the 15-year, same thing, kind of slowly grinding higher. So with the cycles all bottoming out here and the seasonalities pointing up, all we need to see is higher highs and higher lows. Here's a seasonality chart I like to use also to kind of get a gauge. You can see that February, March are weak. Actually more March, but we know February 20th was our low. And then April is strong using a 5-year average on the seasonality. In 10 years, you can see February, that makes more sense. And April, strong. 15-year, got the same thing, April strong, and then the 20-year, same thing. So are we going to at least grind higher? Maybe we could get to $2 here, maybe even push higher, but that remains to be seen. But seasonality is backing the data up, but we have to see price action do it now. And so far, we're just kind of having a tough time, at least trying to get to $2. So this is my mind map. This is the Black Widow. Watch out. She is lethal. You're already seeing the weekly cycles I show. So this is something I haven't updated, but I just wanted you to see what I had before. I guess the last time I did this, the 228 phase, bottom arrival. We look at what we had before. You can see I had it as April 16 trough. Since you've seen the video now, in the beginning of the video, that's the updated one. This is what I had before on the 10-year data, February 5th troughed, and then this cycle is going up. And then on the daily, using a 5-year data set, we had the 257, the March 1st approaching, trough, and then the cycle up. And this one was the 257 and the 70 dominant cycle. And I believe on the one I used this on the beginning of the clip, we used, I think it was the 257, but the 63. But I'll update this and maybe do a video tomorrow on this updated. But this is what it was showing, the composite cycle. We know on March the 5th, it kind of topped out, pushed a little lower and then kind of higher. So that's what pretty much was there. This is what I had on the Elliott wave count. This has to be updated. And also these are dates I was watching. The ones with the pink on it are the ones that didn't work out. The ones coming up are still, blank. And this is from the October 27 high. These didn't work out. And this one kind of worked out, but I was off by 2 days. I put for a low of the 18 and the low came on the 20th. And these are the ones I'm watching. And also from the February 20th low 152, I'm looking for April 22nd. The trend is sideways according to the Commemorative Traders report. I have to update this here. In regards to March, average return by month is up, but I need to maybe update that and make sure the numbers are right. And seasonality, I need to make sure this is current. So I need to check that out. Using our trading view 4-hour chart indicator, super trend, we noticed that we only have had 3 buy signals on the 4-hour time frame and 3 sell signals. So if you want to avoid the choppiness and want to go when it's time to go long, probably keep an eye on the super trend on the daily. It hasn't have a buy signal in a while, since January 22nd. It's still short. And I have a Hekanashi, so it's kind of a little more, conservative. You put the candle, we almost had it here, but didn't, on the 10th, didn't trigger. Actually, on the, on the 10th. So it's still, so if you're a more conservative trader, we'll wait for a buy signal on the daily, unless you want to avoid the, the chop back and forth and the head fakes. And if you're super conservative, you rather wait for the weekly. That means you're going to have to wait at least to 270 for price to get up there. For the daily, you will have to wait for price to close above 190, have a close above 193. Now, we were close, but we didn't close and stayed above 193. We went as high as 194. But for swings, I guess the 4-hour probably worked, but you just got to be careful. You got to know what you're doing. And right now on the 4-hour, we have a sell signal. This might be my last video. I'll probably do a part 2 tomorrow. I just wanted to kind of do them in compartments. So this is the fractal. I'm using data from the October 27 high of 363 to our February low. I'm just kind of focusing on this area. And one thing I did, I put the ellipse from this low to this high and kind of did one, MSJ's technique. And you can see that we are below this important angle right here, which is the 45. Let's take all these off right here. Put that ellipse. You can see that it was 4.9, and I think it was 4.10 that we made that high. So it kind of went as high as there and then pulled back. Using our Gann fans, this is the 45. I'm waiting for us to get there. Pretty far from it. And from our low, you were below the 30 degree right here. The 60. This is 30, 45, 60. So now we're below it. We were doing good, but then now we're below it. So let's see if we can regain that. But so far we're definitely on the weaker side, but even more weaker because we're below the 60 degree angle. On the Gann square from this fractal level, this is an angle I'm watching. I want to see if it could hold. And it's somewhere around there. If this angle, natural gas finds support, it could probably start hugging this angle, but that remains to be seen. But the key levels here on the square, the Gann grid is 182 and pretty much 190, which is that 90 degree up there on the square of 9. Andrew's pitchfork, at least we're above this 50%. This is one I'm going to be watching once we get closer to it, but so far we're far away from it. And this is the big ellipse from that high to this low. And right now we are out of the ellipse. So we're a little negative. We're not holding the momentum to the upside. We already saw that one. That's from this high to this low. So far we're in this ellipse, but we need to hold it. The reason why I have these two and give them different colors is because the intersection, I use it as timing points. And It didn't nail it like if it was going to turn, but it went a couple of days higher and then turned. I think that crossover was April 8th, the solar eclipse. And I think that's it. I'll leave it here. I don't make this video. I need to do some updates, and then I'll do a part 2.